Would it? Let me put you on fear, anxiety, and bravery. So I was having a conversation with a coworker, and they told me some of the dumbest shit. Like, not saying that they're dumb, but they told me some dumb shit. Alright, so I told her that a guy who had been hired recently just quit. He'd only been working for a few weeks, and honestly, he seemed like an alright guy. And from what I was told by my boss, he got injured on the job. A coworker said that she heard that like he fell off a ladder. We were talking about how recent it was and how things like that happen sometimes, like not even around the job, just like in general. Then out of nowhere she goes, I think I just found a new fear of ladders. There's nothing that you can say that'll convince me to stop being afraid. Like, just like that, out of like it feels like out of nowhere, but like the way she said it felt like out of nowhere. But like, I don't know, she just said that with so much fear, like it was normal to say it with that much fear. So I said, you can't just go the rest of your life being afraid of ladders. And for context, we were talking about one of those portable ladders that fold open, not like one of the ones that are like attached to a wall or something like that. Just regular old like portable ladder. She responds with, well, what if someone pushes it? I told her then you get workers' comp if it wasn't your fault. And yeah, falling would probably hurt or maybe even leave you with some kind of disability. But that's not something you have to live in fear of or when you're the one setting up the freaking ladder and using it. I didn't say it like that, but that's how I felt about it. She insisted that she was afraid of ladders, still. And honestly, I don't really understand how someone plans to live life like that. I've told her, you gotta be brave about it. Bravery isn't fearlessness. Bravery is facing fear. It's doing something that scares you and going through it the entire time afraid. I mean, she still insisted on being anxious, but hey, I can't take someone's fear away from them. Now, to be fair, this coworker is anxious, much more anxious than I am. So I understand where she's coming from. And as someone with anxiety myself, anxious recognizes anxious. Like with her, I noticed the little things, like when she talks about like risks or like, you know, sometimes she'll go to like worst case scenarios immediately, like her body language or like the pitch in her voice. You know, anxiety, that's a big ass fucking weight to carry around. I'm not judging her at all. You know, shit's fucking real. I deal with it too, but you know, what I've had to come to accept, you know, just dealing with anxiety is that, you know, you can't let that shit run your life, bro. Because if you do, it will, dude. Like, the amount of of control that I can have with you is so immense that it's not worth like hauling around with you as such a heavy weight. Now, I know that you, if you're anxious, you know, if you let that anxious like voice talk you out of so much shit in your life, you're just gonna let it without it ever realizing it. Cause like, alright, anxiety and fear, or at least for me, gets mixed up all the time. They aren't the same thing. Fear is a response to something that's actually in front of you. You know, when the ladder is wobbling under your feet, shit makes sense. You know, like, I don't know, like, if a car's about to hit you, you know, like, or like, not hit you, but like, I mean, okay, yes, I guess if it's about to hit you, like, or something, like if you're standing in front of it, you feel that fear in the moment. It's useful. You know, fear is immediate and actually tied to a real threat. It's your brain doing its job for once, not, you know, unlike anxiety, which is just overworking and overthinking. Anxiety, you know, it's fear that it's like fear that packed its bags and moved into the future. And then it just set up like a whole ass home in the future. It's your mind running disastrous simulations 24/7. Like, what if you fail? What if someone pushes the ladder? You know, what if everything goes completely to hell? Like, you know, shit like that. And, you know, those imagined scenarios feel real and urgent as something that's actually right in front of you. It really do be feeling like that sometimes. I'm not gonna lie, sometimes it does. But the problem is that, like, in your brain, like, it doesn't know the difference between a possibility and a probability. Just because you know something could happen doesn't mean it's likely to happen. But anxiety couldn't give a flying fuck about likelihood. It really does not give an absolute shit about logic or rational thinking, because all it cares for is control. It wants to figure out every possible way that shit can go bad, so you can theoretically avoid all of that. And it'll keep you up sometimes at night. Sometimes it'll like have you shaking in the middle of doing something. You know, like, all that shit sounds, I guess, protective, but that shit sounds protective on the surface. But like, if you follow anxiety's logic all the way through, and you realize, like, it just leads to a bullshit ass road. You know, you stop climbing ladders, then you stop taking risks, then you stop trying new things entirely, and then one day you look up and wonder what the fuck happened to your life and why the world feels so fucking small and suffocating. Anxiety doesn't blow up your life in one traumatic moment. It fucking chips away at it. You know, sometimes it does that shit quietly and consistently, one small avoidance at a time. I know what it feels like firsthand. You tell yourself it's not a big deal to skip a thing, then another, and then you just another. You just keep adding on to another, and it never feels big in the moment, which is why that's how it fucking creeps up on you, and that's how it fucks you up. And then, you know, until eventually the version of you that used to try things and show up feel like a complete stranger. That's why bravery matters so much. It's one of the most misunderstood concepts out there. People think that brave people aren't scared, which is a fucking complete load of horse shit. Brave people are scared all the fucking time. The difference is that they move forward anyway. They feel the fear, they think, well, this sucks, and they do that thing regardless. Real bravery is climbing up a ladder while your brain is absolutely losing its mind about everything that could go wrong. It's about, you know, taking a road that you don't feel comfortable, even though it's the most convenient way and you really need to, you know, get somewhere on time. You know, it's shit like that. It's doing all of that with your fucking heart pounding, your mind not feeling like it's in complete control, you know, probably shaking, palm sweating, shit like that. It's having that physical feeling of fear and going through it anyway, even when your brain's telling you to just turn around. You know, no amount of worrying can eliminate uncertainty, okay? Not a damn bit of it. You can stress yourself out about every possible outcome, and the world will still be unpredictable as fuck. Accidents still happen, people still fail, life throws absolute garbage at you that you never saw coming, and you couldn't have prepared for it, no matter how many worst case scenarios ran through your head. Anxiety doesn't change any of that shit. It makes you miss the good stuff while you're busy white knuckling your way through every moment. At some point you have to make a choice, and it's one of the most important ones you'll ever make. Whether you're going to consciously live inside your feels, or fully in spite of them. That doesn't mean telling anxiety to go fuck off and pretending it doesn't exist. It means putting it in its fucking place. You hear it out, you check whether there's a real risk worth paying attention to, and if there isn't one, then it's just your brain catastrophizing again like it always does. Then you just keep going anyway. Over time, Something genuinely interesting happens when you do that consistently. The things that once felt absolutely terrifying start to feel normal. Not because the risk disappeared, but because you proved to yourself over and over again that you can handle uncertainty, that you can survive discomfort. That's where real confidence comes from. Not from guarantees or certainty, but from doing scary ass shit while afraid and realizing life didn't fucking fall apart. Ladders can fall, plans can collapse, people can let you down. Life can be a real fucking bitch sometimes. And no amount of anxiety or avoidance changes a fucking thing about it. Hiding from life isn't protection. It's just a slower, quieter, lonelier kind of loss. Fear will always exist. Anxiety probably will too. But neither of those things have to be the thing running the show or making decisions for you. You can feel them without obeying them. You can carry them without letting them fucking take the wheel. And sometimes, the bravest thing you can do is the simplest. Take the next step, climb the ladder, and keep going anyway. That's how you rise. I upload regularly. It's been your boy Bean Burrito. Don't work too hard. I'll try not to.